This firefighting helicopter was on a mission to collect water from a pond to battle a nearby wildfire in Roadside, France. As the pilot hovered low, the bucket dipped perfectly. But then the unexpected happened. The helicopter's tail rotor clipped the water, instantly destabilizing the aircraft. It spun out of control and crashed violently into the pond, destroying the helicopter on impact. Both the pilot and firefighter miraculously survived, though the helicopter was a total loss. How could this have been prevented? Maintain higher hover altitude and avoid dipping too close to the surface. Ensure proper visibility and wind assessment before water collection. Continuous pilot training for low hover operations and tail clearance awareness. Use spotters or ground crews to monitor safe rotor distance in tight environments. In aerial firefighting, precision is everything, because one small miscalculation can turn a rescue mission into a tragedy. This security footage captures a tense moment inside a livestock pen. At first, everything seems calm. The bull stands still, showing no signs of aggression. But then, a man enters the enclosure and makes one crucial mistake. He gets too close. Without warning, the bull reacts. It lunges forward, slamming the man into the wall and throwing him to the ground. The sheer power of the animal turns a normal day into a dangerous situation in seconds. Bulls are territorial and highly reactive. Even the smallest movement or noise can set them off. This is a reminder that animals can be unpredictable, no matter how familiar they seem. How could this have been prevented? Always maintain a safe working distance when near livestock. Use protective barriers or pens to separate handlers from animals. Never turn your back or move suddenly around bulls. And always have a clear exit path in case the animal charges. At a construction site, workers try to pass a heavy cement bag from the upper floor to the ground. But as it's dropped, the worker below tries to catch it, and the weight knocks him off balance instantly. Cement bags can weigh over 50 kilograms, and falling from height makes them even more dangerous. How could this have been prevented? Never catch or drop heavy loads by hand. Use ropes, pulleys, or hoists to control the weight safely. One small shortcut turned into a painful lesson. Always live smart, never live blindly. It's a normal day on a roadside construction site. Workers focus on their task, unaware of the danger speeding toward them. A vehicle collides with another and loses control, flips over the barrier, and crashes straight into the work zone. In seconds, what could have been a tragedy turns into a miracle. The workers narrowly escape as the car lands into the work site. How could this have been prevented? Roadwork zones must have strong barriers, speed reduction signs, and warning lights to protect workers. A split second made the difference between life and loss. High above the forest floor, a climber searches for his next hold. Every move counts. One wrong grip, and gravity takes over. In an instant, his foot slips. The rope snaps tight as he free falls down the wall. Adrenaline hits. Heart races. This is where skill meets survival. Because in climbing, you don't fall once. You fall until the rope stops you. A normal day at the yard. 2 workers feeding branches into a roaring machine. Routine, repetitive, dangerous. One of them steps closer, just trying to push the pile in. But the machine doesn't care. In a split second, his sleeve catches. The power surges, and he's pulled forward. No warning, no chance to react. The sound of grinding metal replaces everything. Panic hits, but it's already too late. This is what happens when safety takes a back seat. Machines like this don't forgive mistakes. They don't pause. They don't hesitate. Keep your distance. Use the tools. Never trust a machine to just stop. Because in the impact zone, 1 second of carelessness can cost everything. A crew is setting up scaffolding on the sidewalk, but instead of using a proper platform, they balance a full-size ladder across the frame. One man climbs up, another steadies it from below, and for a moment it looks stable. Then, watch closely. The ladder starts to slide. The support gives way, and in one split second, the worker on top is sent crashing straight to the concrete. The ladder hits first, the man lands right after, and everyone on the ground panics, realizing how fast a quick fix can turn into a fall from height. No harness, no anchor point, no proper working platform, just a risky shortcut, and gravity doing the rest. In workplace safety, balance is not stability, and a fall doesn't give second chances. This worker climbs a ladder, chainsaw in hand, and starts cutting a tree that's literally leaning on the house. No ropes, no support, no safety gear. The moment the cut goes through, the tree drops. The ladder kicks out, and he's on the ground before he even realizes what happened. One bad setup, zero control. Gravity always wins. On this construction site, one worker is clearing wood from the upper floor, but instead of passing it down, he starts throwing full-length planks straight off the edge. Down below, another worker is busy, completely unaware of what's coming. No warning, no signal, no lookout. Then it happens. A heavy board drops from above and strikes him right on the head, knocking him to the ground. But the only reason this isn't a hospital trip is the helmet he's wearing. PPE didn't make the job safe. It just saved him from someone else's mistake. Inside this steel factory, everything looks routine, until one mistake turns the entire floor into a danger zone. Watch the worker in the white suit. He's standing just a few feet away from the production line. Then, suddenly, a pipe bursts and a wave of molten steel launches into the air like liquid fire. The stream hits the floor, splashes, and races toward him, glowing at over 1,400 degrees Celsius. That's hot enough to melt through metal, and definitely through a human body. He reacts in the last second, one step back, and the molten steel misses him by inches. No alarm, no warning, just instinct and luck. In heavy industry, danger doesn't always fall from above. Sometimes it erupts right in front of you. At this worksite, everything looks normal. 2 workers on the ground, a forklift bringing in another load of panels. But what you don't see is the danger that's already in motion. One worker stands directly in front of the forklift, holding a stack of wood, completely unaware that he's in the drop zone. The operator raises the load, adjusts the forks, but there's no spotter, no hand signals, no communication at all. Then it happens. He lowers the entire weight of the material right onto the man in front of him. The panels slam down, knock him to the ground, and pin him under the load. A crushing accident in less than 2 seconds. This wasn't a machine failure. It wasn't bad luck. It was a human blind spot. And a worker standing where no one should ever stand. Forklifts don't forgive. They don't see you. And they don't stop once gravity takes over. On this flatbed trailer, the crew is trying to unload a massive machine. And instead of using a proper lift point, they hook it up with chains and let the forklift drag the weight sideways. One worker stands right beside it. No helmet, no distance, no escape route. He's using his hands to guide a load that weighs more than a car. Then it happens. The strap slips, the balance shifts, and the entire machine breaks loose and crashes off the trailer. It misses him by inches. One step slower, and he would have been crushed flat on the spot. This wasn't luck. This was survival by accident. Improper rigging, no tagline, no safe zone, and one worker who had no idea how close he came to not walking away. High above the city, a suspended platform is hanging hundreds of feet in the air. It's supposed to be a stable workstation for window cleaners, but something has gone very wrong. A cable snaps, or the wind grabs hold, and suddenly the entire platform starts swinging out of control. Each swing is harder, faster, and the workers inside are now trapped in a metal box with nothing but gravity below. There's no solid ground to run to, no second chance if that rig fails. Up here, a single mistake isn't an injury. It's a free fall. This is why high-rise work demands perfect equipment, emergency plans, and harnesses that never come unclipped. Because today, they were lucky. They walked away with no injuries. But luck is not a safety plan. Inside this warehouse, 2 workers are running a non-stop lifting routine. One man stacks the sacks, the other hauls them to the conveyor, over and over, without a pause. But as the pile gets higher, the base gets weaker. No stabilizing, no spacing, no pallet support, just a tower of weight waiting to give way. And then it does. The stack reaches its limit, and the whole wall of sacks collapses, crashing down on the worker below. No warning. No extra time to move. Just gravity taking back control of an unstable load. This is what happens when speed replaces safety, and a human body becomes the shock absorber. Inside this warehouse, a forklift is lifting a heavy box. But here's the problem. There's a worker standing on top of it like it's an elevator. As the forks keep rising, the load starts to wobble. You can already tell this is going bad. And then, boom. The entire platform tilts, the box slides off, and the worker goes down with it. No harness, no guardrails, no plan, just luck. This is what happens when people treat forklifts like people lifts. They're made to move materials, not humans. The right way? Use a certified man lift, secure the load, and keep every worker on solid ground, not on top of a moving pallet. One bad shortcut can turn a normal shift into a life-changing fall. Work smart, work safe. No second chances when gravity steps in.